What's going on, Park Hoppin? It's Tugs here, and I am back with a video for you. And today I'm going to be looking at, I know there's been a lot on our channel about the Galactic Starcruiser. Chaos everywhere. Holy cow. I haven't even gone through a quarter of all the stuff that's come out this past weekend. Like, whew. But you guys know me, and you know how much I love my themed food and drinks, and also just food in general. Okay, so I am going to go through this. This is my first time looking at this article. I've finally found one. From allears.net, we're going to take a look at the food that comes with Galactic Starcruiser. Now, most of the stuff that I've been seeing about Galactic Starcruiser is just like people's experiences and things. I haven't had the time to really sit down and look at what Galactic Starcruiser entails. So this is my first time really sitting down and kind of focusing on it. And what I find interesting, and I didn't really put this together the first time I heard about Galactic Starcruiser, I probably forgot, to be honest. But for those of you who are kind of confused, everything that's coming out and all this craziness, the Star Wars Hotel, Galactic Starcruiser, according to allears.net, and this makes so much more sense than what I was trying to figure out, like how this was going to work in my head, because it's super immersive, right? You're supposed to be on this spaceship in the middle of space. Like, how are they going to feed you all? So it says, the Star Wars Hotel is kind of like a cruise experience. There are various activities included in the cost of your stay, and all of the basic meals you have here are included as well. Specialty drinks and alcohol may cost extra. So I saw some people getting cranky about the prices of the alcohol, and there are cruises that are all-inclusive, of course. But for the most part, at least in my experience, when you book a hotel and there's a package for food included, it never includes alcohol. Ever. Like, very rarely. So this now has kind of, a light bulb for me. So we're going to go through this together. We're going to look at the food, and then I'm going to be hungry by the end of it. But, so, we've got food is included. So what they're going to do in this article is go through the stuff that's included with your stay. They've got some photos here as well. So this is the atrium that looks like the lobby area, I'm guessing. It says there are also some add-ons that you can pay extra for if you want to experience them, such as a meal at the captain's table, which we'll describe in its own section in this post. If you've ever been on a cruise and done a meal at the captain's table, I'm sure you already know what that is, but it's basically you sit at the captain's table and the captain comes over and says hi. It's cool. Anyway, we've got some photos of the joint here. We've got a setup here. This looks like it's set up for dinner. Let's continue. Oh, that's the captain's table. Ooh. That's shiny. I like that. I like the way that's set up. That's cool. Okay. Most of the meals take place in the Crown of Corellia dining room. Corellia. Oh. You'll have breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the Crown of Corellia unless you choose to eat lunch in Disney's Hollywood Studios on the second day of your trip. During your excursion to Batuu. So that's when you go to the theme park. So basically this looks like, to me, a buffet setting. Which is kind of a bummer. But it also makes sense because they're trying to feed everybody around the same time. So let's continue. The dining room is one large room that has multiple levels for seating. When you arrive here for dinner, a host will seat your party, so it's not open seating for those meals. But breakfast and lunch are open seating so that you can choose your own table. Like a cruise, you'll have the same server for both dinners. Both dinners? Well, there's multiple dinners? Interesting. There are tables and chairs with some long tables for larger groups and other smaller options if your group has fewer people. Like a cruise, it's possible that multiple parties will be seated together at these larger tables. Oh, so it's like a lunchroom style, okay. You'll also find some booths along the walls. The decor here is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about the decor. Like the blue, I feel like I'm home in Vegas, if I'm being honest. This looks like an older, like the same colors as a couple of our casinos. The booths and chairs are made of a blue vinyl material. Yep. Vegas. And a velvety material on the back. So the vinyl's on the seat for easy cleanup. Then you got the velvet back cushions. Some gold accents make the seating look more high scale in this room, as opposed to like walking into a buffet. You'll find silverware wrapped in a cloth napkin. The utensils are uniquely shaped, which is a fun detail in this restaurant. That is kind of cool. I wonder how many people have already started to like put them in their purse, you know? Apparently, space silverware has thicker handles and shorter knives than what we normally use down here on Earth. Oh, for those of you who have bigger hands, that's good to know. Your utensils are a little bit shorter. One of the key features here is the huge chandeliers on the ceiling. These features have concentric circles that culminate in colorful lights. That is actually, I like that. That's pretty cool. The lighting will change during the course of your stay, with the room being brighter for breakfast and lunch and then becoming darker and more colorful for dinner. Oh, and live entertainment. Look at that. The Crown of Corellia dining room has a buffet section for breakfast and lunch, but the dinners on both nights are served family style instead of a buffet. Oh, that's good to know. So dinners are sit down, but the breakfast and lunch are buffet. That's interesting. Okay. I can see how that works with everybody. Like, it's an immersive story. You're trying to get everybody fed at the same time, to get out, to go to the planet. Okay, I see where we're going with this. The buffet is a little different from most buffets in Disney World because each dish is individually prepared. That is genius. You'll go down the buffet line and take several dishes rather than adding various foods to a single plate. I love this idea. Look, I am in one of the buffet capitals of the world here in Vegas, okay? And they started actually doing this during the beer bug, when they started opening after the beer bug. They actually started doing this as a way to, like, minimize crowds at the food tables. They would actually prepare little plates with, like, a pile of bacon or a few muffins or whatever, and there would be a worker there that would hand you the plate, like, over the rope. And I thought that that was awesome, because that not only prevents a bunch of crowding, which nobody likes, to, like, get away from my food, but it also prevents people from, like, bumping into each other, and cutters in line who just, like, come in and take stuff. I love this personally. I know this is not like a traditional buffet style, but we did this in Vegas for a little while. I don't know if the buffets still are that way. I haven't been in a while, but there literally was a worker there, and she would stand by the rope, and you would tell her, like, oh, I'd like a plate of bacon, and she would hand you a plate that's already prepared with a few slices of bacon. I want, like, some French toast, and it's already on the plate with a little cup of butter kind of thing, or syrup. I like this. So this image right here almost looks like tomato soup. I don't know what that is, but it's, you take that whole plate, you just whoop, and put it on your tray. It says the dishes are small and the trays are designed to fit several of them at once. So, like, little plate size. And it is a buffet, so that makes sense. At the front of the dining room, there's a stage area. Ooh. This is where the galactic superstar Gaia will entertain guests during dinner on both nights. On the first night, Gaia will sing throughout your meal for about 45 minutes at a time. Wow. 45 minutes at a time. She doesn't really stay on the stage, though. Instead, she wanders around the dining room, visiting and interacting with the guests during her performance. They could have picked a better photo of her. Look at her face. She looks not bad. It's not terrible. That headpiece could use some work, though. But it probably looks better. And I got no defense. I don't know. Anyway. Now that you know a bit about the dining room itself, let's take a look at the food at each of the meals. Okay, here we go. Now we're talking. Ooh, okay, I like the trays. The design on them is very different. Breakfast is served buffet style in the Crown of Corellia dining room. You can visit the buffet anytime between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., so it's a free-for-all. There's also an option to get a grab-and-go breakfast. If you choose to visit the buffet, you'll see a variety of choices available. I don't know what this little blue dessert is up here in the top left corner, but I want one. That looks good. Okay. There's a compressed fruit plate. Ooh, dragon fruit! Yum, yum, yum. The fruit was vacuum sealed with a simple syrup to create almost jelly-like pieces. Oh, interesting. The fruit was not too sweet, and the dragon fruit on top was delicious. I love dragon fruit. You can get a pastry board, which is a blueberry muffin, a croissant with fruit jelly on top, and a sweet bun. The teal spiral is a blue milk butter with a square of strawberry jam. Blue milk? Oh, no. Is it just butter with food coloring, or did they make butter out of the blue milk? Because no fam. No. The palm fruit yogurt with I always say this word wrong. Acai sweet cream freeze has quinoa, granola, and yuzu jelly on top. Sheesh. For a while, we saw a plant-based note next to these yogurts, but cast members informed us that this was a mistake. It's not a plant-based dish. It sounds like it would be, though, doesn't it? The yogurt itself was citrusy, almost like blue milk, but didn't have a lot of flavor. It was like a basic Greek yogurt without extra flavor. Interesting. There's also a green pear berry toast, which is basically avocado toast with some fruit on top. The bread is whole grain and it's a plant-based option. This was a good dish, but we thought the bread should have been toasted more to make it sturdier. Yeah, definitely if you're making, look, pro tip 101, if you're making your own avocado toast at home, toast that bread. Do not be afraid to toast the bread. It go a little darker than you normally would to make it more solid, because between the avocado, the butter, the toppings, if you do egg or salmon like I do, like it can, if it's not toasted enough, it'll collapse on you. So that's a bummer. That looks good though. Like the presentation looks good. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to eat it. Whipped eggs. Oh, how this is cool looking. Look at that. Whipped eggs are served with a spiced batu white sauce. This looked like this looked a little like egg white flavored Jello to us. And honestly, it didn't taste super great. Oh, that's a bummer. I mean, what do you have to do to the egg to get it to look like this, honestly? So, the main problem was the texture and the temperature. It was very cold, although it's supposed to be served hot. Uh-oh. Because the flavors weren't too unfamiliar. Oh, no. So, if you get one that's warm, it probably tastes better. Interesting. Let's move on. There's a crispy tuber waffle. That looks so good. Oh, my God. Which is sort of like a big hash brown. Oh, yeah, I see that at the bottom there. That has been shaped into a waffle. Oh, there's a cheddar cheese egg bite, apple fruit, bacon, and an herbed egg butter sauce served on top. The egg was very cheesy and tasty, and there was a hollandaise type sauce served with this dish. This was one of our favorite dishes. That looks so good. I want one. That looks... yummy. The kale porridge. Okay. Do I see kale? Okay. Kale porridge is a plant-based option with sausage, gravy, and egg worms. The gravy was actually made with mushrooms. Ooh, yummy. We thought the consistency of this dish was a little off, and the egg worms tasted like fake egg, which they were because it's plant-based, which wasn't our favorite. It may be fine for any plant-based eaters who want a savory option and are used to that fake meat flavor. Oh, that's very important. So for those of us who are not so much on a plant-based, depending on what you're eating, it can taste pretty fake. So it's good that they noted that. So somebody who is a plant-based eater might not notice it, but if you're not a plant-based eater and you're like, I'm going to try everything, you might be a little turned off on this one. Still going to try it. You can't get Mickey waffles here, obvi. But there are Chandrilla waffles. The twist on a Disney classic of the symbol of the Halcyon? I should have researched that. Halcyon? Anyway, ship on them. That's the ship you're on, by the way. These are malty and pillowy, just like the Mickey waffles and other character waffles we know and love. Mickey waffles are a staple. I'm so excited. Of course they're good. You can't screw up waffles, really. You can get the waffles by themselves or with roasted sausage and a rolled omelet. Look how interesting that omelet is. This is a great option if you're a pickier eater. The sausage is good and has a lot of flavor without too much spice. The omelet is basically just egg and cheese that have been rolled up together. Well, that's what an omelet is. So, yes. It does look, that's something I would get for sure. It's got a little bit of carb, got a little bit of protein. There's also maple syrup available. Yes. You can get a variety of drinks for breakfast as well, including some morning cocktails, specialty drinks, beers, wines, and mocktails. Note that these drinks will cost extra. They are not included with buffet, but the food is included with your stay. So, grab and go breakfast is in the Sublight Lounge, which is the bar area. There's to-go coffee. Yeah. Look, it's a deal breaker if the hotel doesn't have coffee to go. Okay, I'm just saying. Each box had some of the palm fruit yogurt that we saw in the buffet, a couple of pastries, and fruit. Oh, interesting. It's interesting that they wouldn't, well, I guess because you have to keep it warm. That makes sense. So it's just basically like a carb load box, which is mostly to grab and to go. Like to-go boxes are usually like a muffin and a banana. So that's on par with other hotels. Kind of set, like they should have done some hard-boiled eggs or something, but that's just me. If you have special dietary needs or requests, you can talk with the cast member to see if you're okay to eat everything in the grab and go box. If not, they will take you down to the buffet to find options there that will work. There's also a coffee station in the Sublight Lounge with black coffee and decaf coffee. They also have tea, sugars, creamers, and then breakfast on day 3. Some items on the breakfast buffet on day 3 were the same as on day 2, but there were some different ones. You can still get the waffles and the pastry board. And the yogurt and the fruit. The new dish for day 3 included spiced bobo tie with red fruit jam. Ooh, tomato jam. Ooh. Which is a plant-based option. Like the other plant-based breakfast options on day 2, this tasted just like fake egg. The strange texture of that plant-based egg was off-putting for people who are not used to real egg, or who are used to real eggs, but the tomato jam was pretty good. Interesting. Okay. The meteor egg is a soft-boiled egg covered in sausage, flat cake batter, pancake batter, and turmeric aioli. Ooh, interesting. This reminded us a lot of a Scotch egg. I love Scotch eggs. Oh, they're so good. The sausage was herby and delicious, and the fried cake batter was amazing. That looks really yummy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely gonna eat that. That's the inside. Scotch eggs. If you've never had Scotch eggs, the next time you're at like a British pub, we have them here in America. Okay, you don't have to be in England to go to one. See if they have it on the menu and try it. So good. The cake batter reminded us a little bit of corn dog batter, but much thinner than normal corn dog batter. That was a weird sentence. But okay, so instead of pancake batter, it's more like a corn dog batter, but it's not as thick. Interesting. Okay. There was also a breakfast flatbread called the breakfast meat pie. Pizza. This is basically breakfast pizza. The crust was still pillowy, but the cheese and other ingredients were high quality and tasty. It looks pretty good, actually. You could get a crispy tuber waffle, which was like a waffle-shaped hash brown. It was served with a cheddar egg bite covered in an herb egg butter sauce like hollandaise and latticed apple fruit bacon. Oh my god. The waffle hash brown was super well fried and had a great balance of textures. This right here, this one, that's it. Gimme. I would like 3 of those. Thank you so much. Eggs, bacon, hash browns. Yum. Variety of juices. We've got orange juice, grapefruit juice, cranberry juice, apple juice is gone. Okay. Oh my gosh, this article is so detailed. So lunch. So now remember, breakfast is a buffet and lunch is a buffet. So now they're in lunch on their first day. The lunch buffet is available from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and you can go any point during those hours. Let's see. They started off with a sunflower butter and jelly pod. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with sunflower seed butter instead of peanut butter. Interesting. Turned into a snackable roll. It's a fun option for kids, although we think adults will enjoy it just as much. If you're expecting peanut butter, that sun butter might be a bit of a surprise flavor, but it's not a super unfamiliar or wild flavor. Ooh, I've never had sunflower butter. That sounds interesting. There was a tikka tip yip chicken with paneer cheese flatbread, which is almost like a pizza. It has Indian-inspired flavors from the tikka sauce. Tikka sauce? So if you don't like curry or Indian flavors, you may not enjoy this dish. Ooh, but if you're looking for a familiar dish with a unique twist, this is a great choice. Yummy. If you're feeling a little more adventurous, there was Sorgan's stew. This stew has crawfish tails, rice, and a yellow seed stick, which is like a large crouton. The stew itself was very good, and we liked that the rice soaked up the broth. Oh, that looks good. How do you eat the crawfish? I have questions. Please note that the crawfish tails come as whole crawfish. They should specify that in the menu, because I'll tell you what, there is nothing worse than expecting the tail or a part of something, and you get the whole thing, and it's like looking at you, and you're like, I was not ready for this. So they should put that on the menu, like it's a whole crawfish. Anywho, that's interesting. I like the flavor of crawfish, but tearing open the shell is not my thing. But, so that's they should put that on the menu. They should say that. Anyway, you could also get roasted flora with tubers and red cabbage, which is a great choice for vegetarians. The veggies in this dish were all cooked well and had lots of flavor. That actually looks really yummy. Get your vegetables, my friends. There is a choice for meat lovers with the pork and cheese takeaway with black spice bread. Oh. This is essentially a ham and cheese sandwich on a cheesy bun. The cheesy bun was delicious. The black spice bread was basically a strong mustard. Oh, spread. I read bread. Black spice spread was basically a strong mustard sauce. Yeah, it looks like spicy mustard. Or not spicy mustard, stone ground mustard. For a more elegant option, there's the nori crusted red fish with mushrooms and red cabbage. Oh my god, that looks so good. Which is served on a bed of cilantro. This fish didn't taste super fishy. It was flaky, kind of like salmon, although it was less fishy than salmon. The chard outside was tasty as well. I think this is a great protein dish if you're looking for a non-fried option. That looks really yummy. I love salmon and I love fish, and like seafood's my favorite. Oh, there's the leaf salad. This is the one. What is this? Fire melted cheese takeaway. Served with a red fruit soup dipper. Don't let the strange name fool you. This tasted just like a deliciously buttery bubble waffle grilled cheese with tomato basil. See, I knew it was tomato soup. So it's basically a grilled cheese and tomato soup, but like a weird twisted version. The tip yip chicken with noodle cheese is a good choice for pick your eaters since it's essentially square-shaped chicken nuggets with mac and cheese. Oh, okay. Another fairly basic dish is the chandrillin salad, which has mushrooms, kale leaves, olives, squash, and white berry vinegar. There's also quinoa. Simple and good, super refreshing. That actually looks really yummy. For dessert, there's the Blue Bantha milk fruit whip. Oh, which reminded us a lot of the mousse desserts from the Satuli canteen. That was something that I was worried about. Was there a lot of their food options was going to be? Oh, dang it! This one tasted just like the blue milk. If it were transformed into no. Now I'm going to skip that one. We also grabbed some cocoa whip with a hibiscus meringue. Ooh, done. Gimme. I would love that. Chocolate mousse. It was a bit thicker. So it's basically a chocolate mousse. It's a bit thicker than other mousses we've had. You can taste some floral notes from that hibiscus. Hibiscus is so good. And then finally, we tried the amethyst sweetbread. This is an ube flavored cookie, and it was delicious. It was very soft, not crunchy, and we enjoyed that it wasn't too sickly sweet. That's interesting. In general, there seems to be something for everyone at the lunch buffet. You can be a little more adventurous with the stew and flatbread options or choose to keep things simple. Whatever you do, don't pass on the grilled cheese and tomato soup. Oh, yeah. Lunch buffet is different on day 2 than it was on day 1. Oh, that's interesting. So the lunch on day 2 is much more different than day 1, whereas the breakfast, not so much. Isn't that interesting? You got your sunflower and jelly pod. You got mac and chicken nuggets. The Cadu rib bites. These look so good. I've seen a few photos of these. These look amazing. They have a sweet and sticky glaze and were served with spicy slaw. The dish was delicious. The tender meat came off the bone, and the glaze had familiar flavors that you'd expect from a rib glaze. Is this one? This one here is tamarind glazed burra fish. It comes with a long fruit leaf, braised kale, chickpeas, and a curry sauce. This tasted much fishier than the red fish and wasn't quite as flaky either. White fish is so picky, honestly. There was still a flatbread option, although the one on this buffet, so this is day 2 on lunch, is a bantha vinaigrette herb sauce Cody cheese flatbread. These names. This was one of our favorite dishes during the meal. The bantha in this is beef, and all of the toppings on the flatbread went together. That looks good. You can also get this sweet tuber with spicy batu curry. Excuse me. This looks like a granola bar and squash soup, and it tastes like that. So there you go. There's a blue focaccia and sausage takeaway, which is topped with red fruit, tomato jam, and aioli. This is basically a fancy hot dog with tomato jam instead of ketchup and mustard aioli instead of normal mustard. Oh, that looks interesting though. Look at that. Why is the hot dog was replaced with the sausage? Interesting. It's like purple. I would try that. For a lighter option, you can get the red fruit burrata, which has balsamic pearls and a red fruit jelly. Again, tomato. This is basically a caprese salad. Yeah. That looks yummy. Purple bread. Cucumbers. Spiced cucumbers. We've got tofu. Ooh. Saffron rice, sumac aioli, and flaky flatbread. Yummy. For dessert, there's daily sweetbread, basically chocolate chip cookies. There was a salted caramel chocolate cake. That looks yummy. Which is topped with buttercream icing. Oh, yum. Super traditional. And then there's the cream of Jogan mousse dessert. The mousse had a fruity flavor to it, and this is definitely an Instagrammable dessert. The mousse is on top of a chocolate macaron. Macaron? And I say macaron. And there are chocolate rocks on top. Yummy. That actually looks interesting. Kind of like that. Okay. Oh, this is a lot. They really went all in. All ears. Like, wow. Okay, so for dinner, we got dinner and a show. Let's see. Gaia will sing for various periods of time, entertaining all the guests, and we can't forget about her backup performer, Owani. I think that's how you pronounce that. You'll see Gaia and more walking through the dining room, interacting with guests, and really making everyone a part of the show. You might even see some First Order folks get involved. Why? All right. You might see a Wookiee or other characters run through the space. Remember that while dinner might seem like a separate thing to you, it's still very much a part of the overall story of the ship. Oh, no. I don't know if I like that. Okay. We've got cocktails. Here is your price list. I'll just hover on this for a second. They're about average for Disney, $15 and up, depending on what you're ordering. They are additional. Only the food is included in your stay. You've got the blue milk citrus. Ugh. With the blue milk, I can't. Here we go. Okay. The bento experience for dinner is a this course features 3 different spiral pan-seared steamed dumplings. Essentially bao buns filled with different items. I love bao buns. From what we experienced, 2 of these boxes was provided to us to share amongst our group of 3. The dumplings were also already cut in half to make sharing easier. Oh, that's cool. There are 3 different steamed pods available. The orange pod is the tip-yip chicken pod, which featured sweet and sour chicken, shredded chicken. The blue pod is bantha beef pod, which is made with braised teriyaki beef. And finally, the green pod is the flora vegetables pod, which features potatoes and curry. That's cool. Ooh, they look good. Yummy. The pods were not served on their own. They were served with a few different interplanetary dipping sauces. The sauces included were the following: Kadu cream, which is sweet and creamy like a yum yum sauce; Melanese curry, described as a yogurt dip with a stronger curry flavor; Batu spice, which is a spicy aromatic condiment with a lot of complex flavors that melded together; and a barbecue style. Interesting. So barbecue sauce, basically. In addition to the dumplings, you get a noodle salad. Next, it was time for the main course. So that's like your appetizer. And remember, it's a sit-down dinner. It's served family style, but it's like got different courses, it looks like. So, the main course is the bantha beef tenderloin. Oh, that looks good. Yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. There's also stewed shrimp. This shrimp features lemongrass, lobster cream, and coconut lime. Gimme. That looks good. I would like to try that. The table then got to try the tip-yip chicken. That looks like sweet and sour chicken. The chicken was really good, but you can get similar dishes at places like P.F. Chang's. Oh, jeepers. Aside from the meat and seafood options, this, of course, also comes with some sides. There's the green herb fluffy rice and a puffed rice crisp. That does not look appetizing at all. Rice has cilantro in it. Ooh, no. There is also some sarabat spiced flora. It's vegetables with harissa spice. These are fairly basic veggies, but the additional spice made them a little more interesting. Well, yeah, spices do that. Dinner ends with some dessert. Ooh, yummy. We got to try the jogan fruit. Is it jogan, you think? Probably jogan. Jogan fruit and caramel whip. This is made with yuzu, passion fruit, and cardelia jelly. The dessert was tasty, but all of the mousse desserts were starting to run together. Apparently, there is a lot of mousse in space. And the flavors didn't stand out. Yeah. I mean, this is basically the same stuff you can get at breakfast and lunch. I mean, the dessert-wise, anyway. Interesting. There is a kids menu. They've got chicken swords with sweet and sour sauce. There's paper rolls, veggie paper rolls. There's a salad. You can get a fruit cup. There's a cheese pizza for the kids. Green beans, butter noodles, carrot spirals, another fruit cup, and sliced waffle fries. Oh, what? I want waffle fries. I'm an adult. Can I have those? No, that's your kids menu. That's cool. And then they just go through the kids menu. So there's the cheese pizza. There's the chicken. We've got green beans, butter noodles, and they come in like these little kid-sized dishes, which is pretty cute. Interesting. Where are the waffle fries? Did I miss those? No, they didn't. You didn't take a photo of the waffle fries. How dare you? Okay, so night 2. This is a lot. Someone will announce each dish and where it came from, and the lighting will... Okay. The dinner on night 2 is a taste around the galaxy multi-course meal. So you'll get to try dishes inspired by various worlds in the Star Wars universe, which is a very cool way to experience the story. Okay, someone will announce each dish and where it came from, and the lighting in the room will change to match the food. Okay. The first course is a bread service. Bread service. Which has Mustafarian... Poor Anakin. Mustafarian spreads and breads. There is a flatbread, an amethyst bread, charred cracker bread, and charred cracker. For the dips, there's pima cheese, which is whipped pimento cheese, dried red fruit spread, which red fruit again is tomato, apricot relish, and roasted chando dip. The pimento cheese wasn't our favorite, but if you enjoy simple whipped cheese, you'll probably like this. I'm sorry, but if you want bread service, go to Animal Kingdom Lodge and go to Sanaa. I don't know what this is. That is not bread service. That is Sanaa at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. You will not regret it. Trust me. Bread service. Go there. And you get a view of animals. It's really cool. Oh. Blue shrimp! The shrimp course is the ice blue. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Felucian shrimp cocktail. Does blue shrimp ring a bell? Disney released a promotional picture of this dish, blah, blah, blah. The dish came out smoking from the dry ice, and the fishy smell was very strong, even when it hadn't reached our table yet. Ooh, no. Oh, no. The shrimp is actually bright blue, and it's served with Red Ball Jungle cocktail sauce, pickled mushrooms, and ocean weed. The blue color comes from soaking the shrimp in a butterfly pea flower tea, so it's actually natural. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Look at her face! We had our reservations about blue shrimp, and we were surprised it mostly just tastes like shrimp cocktail. Yeah, I figured it would probably taste like shrimp, but that's a bummer. It is recommended to eat it with the sauce and the mushrooms, so you take a little bit of each, which we didn't find as compelling. It was too many unique flavors for one reporter. However, another loved the mushrooms on their own. Interesting. That's something I definitely am. That was like when the photos came out, I was like, I want to eat the blue shrimp. And Jay was like, ew. The taste all comes down to if you like shrimp cocktail or not, and you're brave enough to eat blue. If you don't like a normal shrimp cocktail, you may want to avoid this or just do it for the story. Yeah, it's just a fancy shrimp cocktail with blue shrimp. The rest of the entrees at this meal were significantly more normal. There were a couple of different options for the main course. There's the braised bantha beef short rib, which is this here. That looks yummy. It comes with a rich fig fruit demi-glaze. Tuber turmeric puree and the nightshade flora. This was very good. You have a seared kashyyyk whitefish. It's got green pod puree, jecca seed, corn seed relish, and yellow fruit buttercream. Oh, I love buttercream. This is one of our favorite fish dishes, since the fish fell apart easily and the extra additions made the flavors more complex. That looks really good. I'm here for that. For dessert, you'll get the chandrillion air cake. Ooh, that's interesting. Look at that. Which comes with cream of Jogan fruit and Terra Take fruit jelly. This cake was pretty tasty, and we especially enjoyed it together with the fruit jelly. That looks interesting. I like the way that's set up. Oh, it matches the... That's cute. I like that. The cake is actually in the shape of the Chandrilla logo. The presentation was beautiful, and the cake itself was simple and good, although not really anything to write home about. They also checked out the kids menu, and you'll never guess what we found. Cheeseburger pods! I love cheeseburger pods, and it comes with waffle fries. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cheeseburger pods you can also get at Animal Kingdom, just an FYI. They're so good. It's a bao bun with cheeseburger stuff. Okay, and then the additional thing we were talking about earlier. Gosh, this video is going to be so long. Sorry if you've made it this far. We have reached the captain's table. So all of the food we just went through is all included with your stay. It's buffet style in the morning, and then family style served at night. So the waiter comes to you. And then if you would like to, you can experience the captain's table. It's $30 extra per person on a single night. And it's one big table, so you'll be sitting with different people. So if it's you and your husband, you pay your $60, $30 each. You'll be sitting with another family and or another couple and or, you know what I mean? So it's like this big party table. So just remember that. What is so special about the captain's table? Well, for starters, its location is unique. The captain's table is located in the center of the main dining space and a bit closer to the front, meaning you're a great spot to observe and be a part of all the action. Look at that setup. Look at, you got name tags. I don't know if you guys can see that. Woo! Fancy. It's also the captain's table, meaning you might just see the captain herself stop by and you'll get some extra courses and perks that other dinners don't get in addition to the regular meal. Diners at the captain's table get to wipe their hands with a special towelette. Oh, it's so little. You'll paste the little dried up towel in the water provided. Oh, interesting. And bam, a space towel appears. That's pretty cool. Speaking of your meal, the captain's table experience come with a beautiful menu of its own. Those menus are really neat looking. I wonder like how they feel because they look plastic almost like a toy, like plastic, that kind of a plastic. Ooh. This experience includes all of the same regular things regular diners get plus extras. Okay. One unique thing about the captain's table is that you'll get champagne. Ooh. And then you do a captain's toast. Oh, how cool. Oh, I like the glass he's holding. That's interesting. Another thing that is exclusive to the captain's table experience is a first course called the First Taste. The first taste on when they did it was the red fruit pillow, which features a soy ginger, cured tomato, avocado, and wasabi cream. We thought this appetizer was pretty good, and it reminded us of the flavors of a caprese salad. Interesting. Also exclusive to the captain's table is the intermezzo, served between the bento experience and Chandrilla chef's selections. During our experience, the intermezzo was a miso shooter made of a warm miso broth and crispy tofu. I don't know about that. The presentation was interesting, but the miso soup inside wasn't our favorite. It tasted fine, but it didn't wow us. Let's see. When it comes to main courses, those at the captain's table get an additional protein for the table to share, either a scallop dish or a lobster tail. So this is the scallop dish up here. I like the way that's presented. That looks yummy. Captain's table guests also get an additional dessert to go with their meal. For us, that additional dessert was the umi yumi chocolate with caramel and yuzu. I don't really know what yuzu is. Looks like corn, doesn't it? It's not, but that's what it looks like. Here's a sneak peek at what it looks like on the inside. When you cut the chocolate open, some green goo comes out, but don't let you put it off because the dessert tasted really good. Interesting. So the captain's dinner table has just a few differences. The champagne, it doesn't say anything here about the captain's table, including alcohol, except for that glass of champagne to do the toast. So you still will have to pay extra for your alcohol. That's pretty much it. They just go through like, let's see, snacks, blue milk, green milk. No, thank you. Anyway, so that's this video. This was longer than I thought it was going to be. That's the food in your dining for the Starcruiser, the Galactic Starcruiser. There is some stuff here that I think is really interesting. I really would like to go to the lounge and have the drinks. Jay did a video on that. If you check our channel, you'll see all the alcoholic options. I want to try all those. This food didn't really wow me. I feel like I can get a lot of it in other places. Like there was a couple of things on here that are very similar to the Animal Kingdom restaurants. The Animal Kingdom restaurants and their food, like the cheeseburger pods and all of that. So it's kind of like, to me, it's not worth the extra money. I was expecting more crazy foods like the blue shrimp. On the one hand, I understand that it's like a buffet style and you have to feed everybody all at once, so you don't want to go too crazy with it. But on the other, like, it's Star Wars. I don't know. I'm not really wowed by a whole lot of these. There's some on there that I do want to try and I would like to eat here one day, but I don't think it'll be open to the public. It's only going to be open for hotel guests, at least as of right now. The dining room setup is pretty interesting. It does look very quick service. At night, I guess it probably looks better at night with all the lighting and stuff, but I have to tell you what, this right here would annoy me to no end. Like, I'm trying to have dinner. I don't know. That's just me. And you're gonna have the first order come crashing my dinner party and talking loud on a microphone. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's just my personal preference. So that's the food at the Starcruiser. Their breakfast, lunch, and dinner options that are included with your lots of money that you're paying. I think it's like $6,000, I've heard. So, yikes. At least the food's included, right? The alcohol is not included. So, thank you for coming on this journey with me. I'm not really wowed. Honestly, Space 220 was a better menu option, at least for me personally. So, let us know what you think about these food options below, and I'll catch you all next time.